Hey, what's going on, people of YouTube? I'm Steven with Purpose Lens Photo and Media, and today we are in my garage. This is where I live. Okay, not really, I don't live in here, but I am in here today because I am going to show you guys how I would shoot a promo, just like a 15-second commercial. And I got some gear here, and I'm gonna take you through what the gear is, how I set it up, and how I would go about actually doing a shoot, just so you guys can get a behind the scenes on how it's done. This question has been asked in different forums and groups that I'm in, so I just wanted to do a quick video on it. So I'm gonna start with just letting you guys see what I'm using. So I'm gonna keep it really simple. I'm using the a6400 with a Sigma 56mm 1.4 lens. This is a really great lens. To pair with this, it's equivalent of a 85mm lens if you're shooting full frame, but since this is an APS-C or a crop frame sensor camera, we're going to use a 56mm for the close-up detail shots. I'm also going to be using the trusty 18-105 F.14 Sony lens. I did a video about this lens, how versatile it is and how great it is, and today we're going to use it. I might use it, I probably will. Also, I have this little light here. This is the Aperture AL-M9 light. I want to say I paid about 30 bucks for this light or something like that, but it's a nice little light. You can do highlights and things like that. I love this light. It's really nice and really handy to have. Then lastly, we have the DJI Ronin SC. This is a gimbal. There's no camera on it right now. That's why it looks weird. This is the camera I'm going to put on it, the a6400. But anyway, I'm going to use this stuff right here to shoot a little promo. And then I almost forgot, I'm going to use this as well. These are my cards to get white balance, exposure, and things like that. And this is going to actually be the thing that we start with. I have my light back here too. This is the Godox SL60W. And it is paired or mated with a softbox here, which is the Godox P90L. I can't remember the dimensions on it, but I'll put it below so you guys can see the exact gear that I use. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these lights off, the actual garage lights, and I'm gonna turn this light on by itself. And that's gonna give us a nice controlled lighting situation. And on the front of this here, I actually have a honeycomb grid to actually focus the light so that it doesn't just spread everywhere. And you're gonna probably see the pattern in the car's paint too. And just so you know, the car is not that clean. I washed the cars like a couple days ago, but it rained and got dirty, so whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, so stick around. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what my process is. So here we go. All right, so we have turned off the garage lights, and now we are just using the main key light here that we're gonna use to light this car. But before we get started, what I wanna do is use this 18% gray card to set my white balance here. And the reason you wanna set your white balance is because it's going to give you the true colors of what everything looks like here. If your white balance is off, if it's too hot or too cold, it may look blue or it may look orange. And then if you set it to automatic white balance between shots, you may actually get different colors, and you don't want that because that makes it really hard to edit, and it makes it difficult to keep your video consistent. So I've actually already set the white balance here, so we are good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first use this 56mm Sigma 1.4 lens, and I'm gonna capture the details, things like the side mirrors, maybe the door handles, maybe some of the body lines on the car, maybe the wheel caps here. I'm just gonna capture those first, and then I may move to the interior and get some interior shots of things. And the reason I wanna do it that way is because it keeps me from having to keep switching lenses going back and forth. The other thing it helps me do is to keep all of my files in order. So I'll know the first 6 or however many shots I end up doing are all on the 56mm. And then the other shots are gonna be on my 18-105. So it just helps things go faster when you shoot like that. At least for me, it does. You don't have to do it that way, but I just want to show you my workflow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the wheel first in these little details. Now the car's not clean again, so don't judge me. Anyway, let's get started. Steady handheld shots here. Now this a6400 doesn't have IBIS, but I'm going to show you that depending on how you use this, you may not need it. All right, I think we're good with the wheel. Now I'm going to transition to the mirror, and this is set up already pretty good for me to get some shots of the mirror here. There we go. Again, just a subtle detail shots. I'm gonna hit it from the top a little bit. Now my head is cut off so you guys can't see me, but I'm not gonna move the camera again. There we go. Now I may do one more just from the bottom, so we get kind of a dynamic shot here, something a little bit different. And this is where the articulating screen comes in handy, because you see here, I literally have the screen just hanging down here, right where I can see that my lens is pointed straight up. So it makes it really easy to shoot this kind of thing. And the other thing is I have my record stop-start button mapped to my shutter button here, so that just allows me to hold the camera in various ways and still have good control over it. All right. And the weird thing is when you get some of these detail shots, you may not even, you know, when you're doing them, you can't even tell what part of the car it is, you know, until you pull back or whatever. Usually I'll flash the lights or do something like that. I may do that just so, you know, to add a little flair to it. All right, now I just want to focus on this door handle here. So let me swivel my light around just a bit. This is another part of it too, is you're going to be moving around your light source. You know, your light isn't going to stay in one spot all the time. You know, I mean, there's nothing against doing it that way, but just the way I do it, I like to get different. I like for the light to hit the car different ways. And again, I'm not really shooting any slow-mo on this. I'm just moving slow because it's a lot easier for me to do that. All right, so now I want to move to the inside of the car. I think we have enough shots for the outside. I'm just going to catch a couple details and things like that, and we'll just see what we can get out of it. I think I'm going to move this light though, because I don't like how it's hitting here. Everything is just flat. Let me show you what I mean when I say it looks flat. I like I said earlier, I like for it to kind of, you know, hit it from the side and cascade and not just have straight light on. This is what I'm talking about. You can see it's just straight light there on the gear shifter, the center console. It doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look the way I like it. I'm going to move the light and show you exactly what I mean here. So let me go ahead and do that. Now typically I would use a gimbal, but I just want to show you that you can do this handheld. Let me get my focus, there we go. So I like to kind of reveal like so. Just move it ever so lightly. We'll go up a bit, catch a bit of the dash, maybe do a move like that. Then we'll come back a little bit again. And the reason I'm doing this is just to get different variations, so when I do the final edit, I'll have some options there. do that move again. I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible, not be as shaky as I'm being. All right, that is that. All right, so I have the a6400 with the 18105 mounted on the Ronin SC here. I'm just gonna get some exterior shots really quickly here, and then we should be good to go. I'm gonna get a couple, maybe interior as well, and I'm just gonna blast right through it. So here we go. So I'm just getting a shot here, the side of the car. All right. The thing I like about this 180105 on this gimbal is the fact that I can zoom in with this focus wheel here. That makes things really, really nice. Really nice. Let me move this light. Let's do another move. Look up at the mirror. There we go. Just doing some easy sliding shots. And like I said, I'm just kind of going with my gut feeling here based on what I'm seeing. Now, typically, if this were an actual shoot, I would have more of a set shots list of what I'm gonna get. But I'm just kind of winging it right now, going by the way I feel. Because certain lines and certain ways that the light is bouncing off the car is speaking to me. All right, let's do a little bit something different here. See if I can. There we go. Slide back out again. And like I said, a lot of this is just coming to me as I do it. I'm seeing angles and seeing lighting and things that I like that sort of catch my interest. Okay, so what I think I want to do now from this point is I'm going to get some interior shots, and I'm going to let this window down because this window's tinted. I'm not getting a lot of light inside, and I'm going to shoot from the driver's side to the passenger side and see what we can do with the light. Maybe get some of the grid in there and just see how that works out. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so you guys should be able to see me over the car. I'm going to get some shots from the driver's side into the car and see what we can come up with here. All right, so this is, I'm gonna set this to manual, a manual focus. Let's focus on that steering wheel. Perfect. Here we go. Just nice, smooth motions. Now, typically I would have lit that the VW logo up a little bit, but I'm gonna just leave it. I think we're good. Just pan all the way. I might light up these gauges here in a second. Let's get a little bit tighter in here. And again, I love the zoom feature on this 180105 here. Get my focus, there we go. Just pan that. This 180105 is so underrated, man. This is the go-to lens. Oop, I went a little fast, so let me slow down. I'm thinking about you guys more than I am this footage. There we go. This is gear shift action. I don't know why, but I like to have my shots moving for some reason. And again, I'm manually focused, but I like moving shots. They, for some reason, speak to me. I don't know why. I mean, I like static shots too, but for some reason, just a nice pan, left or right like this, or a dolly shot. I love those. Here we go. There's the clock in the middle. I'm just gonna let the A-pillar here, or the A-pillar kind of just obscure it and let it come into view here. I like that little reveal. Let's see, pull back just a bit. Right there, that's good. Now I'll do it again. There we go. Oh, I sped that up. I went a little bit too fast. Can you guys think of what music you would put to this? You know, because that's going through my mind too as I shoot and as I think about these things. I'm thinking, okay, what music will go well, that sort of thing. So another gear shift shot, guys. Sorry about the ding in there. All right. I think we're good. We should have enough footage to do what we need to do. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at it and let me know what you think.
When elegance, style, luxury, and comfort meet, they form the ultimate driving machine. The all-new Volkswagen CC.